Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome, welcome. For all of you who don't know me, my name is Jasmina from Jasmina Prospect Astrology. I'm a Western modern astrologer with a huge palette of knowledge and learning and tools. And I love astrology so much and always learning and inputting new things into my work. Today, I decided to go live. We have a major shift coming up. One of the first ones this year that are going to really be a big change. Today, around 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Oh, hi, Misbehaving. You made it. Hi, hi. Thank you. Thanks for joining. I always love having people here to talk to. Yes. So, one of the first major things happening this year in astrology world, in the skies, in our from astrology point of view, we have a lunar nodal shift. It's going to come around 6 p.m. Eastern time, so in the 4 hours time. So just quickly, I'm not going to go into too much details. Please check. I made a video with Liz about this shift in so much detail. Liz explained what is this all about. Today, I'm going to focus more on the Ingress chart to see because the chart of when the actual shift comes, the chart always reveals something. What can we expect? And then I'm going to go through all 12 risings, all 12 signs to see how will this impact all signs one by one. So I hope you stick around. Yes, Misbehaving. I know you are Sagittarius, Sun and Moon, and North Node. Wow, and Libra rising. Excellent. We'll talk about everything. Just bear with me. First of all, just to explain shortly, the nodes, there's a north and a south node. They are not the celestial bodies in the sky. They're calculated points on the ecliptic of the sun and the moon when they intercept. That's why we have eclipses, right? That's why we have a solar and lunar eclipse when sun and moon kind of meet on those, and that's usually near those nodes, right? So hi Maria, hi, I hope you're okay. I didn't hear from you such a long time. It's such nice to see you. Welcome. I hope you guys are all good in Europe. Yes, so that's what it is. So in astrologically, when we talk about the nodes in astrology and archetypes of the nodes, it's something karmic. It's something destined. Usually when the nodes are intertwined into our charts, or when something in the sky happens with the nodes, it can be like major endings, beginnings, something karmic, something that if you believe in that thing. South node is something that we experienced in the past lives, something that South node explains where we're coming from, our memories, past life experiences. But the North node is the path that we are supposed to go, how we are evolving in this world and where we're supposed to go. He's behaving. You say hi to Maria. So in general, we are born with a set of nodes, right? And then every 18 months, the nodes in the sky change signs. So it's like a collective shift. It's a invitation for the collective to focus on specific areas and collectively to move forward. And they, of course, they also depend, they reflect your own chart in one way or another. So that's always a situation. But the most significant thing with the nodes is that it's okay. It's also your life purpose, life destiny. The North Node explains where are you going, where do you need to go, what do you need to do in this world. So many of us ask ourselves, why are we even here? What is happening? So this teaching and learning about nodes can help you understand that better. That's in general. Again, I'm going to mention, I put a link below. Please listen to the video I made with Liz. She explains a lot about this Virgo Pisces node. I have to take a deep breath. We were in Libra. I just want to shortly say that we just came from Libra and Aries axis. So Libra and Aries was a lot about our relationships, and especially the relationship about ourselves. So the North Node in Aries was supposed to teach us, invites us to be authentic, to fight for ourselves in a positive, of course, way, assertive way. And now that we kind of understand who we are and what do we need to do, this Pisces and Virgo axis will also now tell us to, because the North Node in Pisces is inviting us to connect with the divinity, with the spiritual side of ourselves. Okay, so we were working a lot on the everyday life and what was happening and how we relate to others. How can we still be ourselves in relationships, but also those topics were very important for the last year and a half. This time, we are focusing on our connection with divinity, with our spirit, with our intuition, with things that are not tangible. So it is a very hard job that we have to do, because Pisces, remember, is the last sign of the zodiac. It kind of combines everything. It's a connection with the unknown. It has no boundaries. It's kind of understanding everything, all those little parts of us. Pisces combine, and I personally feel that it's the least understandable and known part of us. We kind of understand what Aries is. We want to compete, or we want to be the best. Taurus wants to enjoy food and things. Gemini, how we communicate. But Pisces, what does Pisces want from us? So that's a very good question that we can all ask for ourselves. Are we connected? Are we in tune with our inner voice? Are we listening to our guts? Are we in tune with little feeling that we have in our gut telling us what to do, right? So that's in general. Pisces doesn't have any boundaries. Pisces is out there. It's also imagination. It's fantasy. It's empathy and kindness and helping those who are less fortunate than us. It's a lot of things that we are our spiritual world, our connection with the universe, with the higher consciousness, with God, whatever it is for us. Lots to untangle there. I'm just going to be more technical today. First of all, I want to tell you that the nodes are shifting. So today, on January 11th at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, and they're going to be, so the nodes are going to be in Pisces and Virgo until, I think, July 26, 2026 for 18 months. So this is the time frame. And most affected, of course, when the node shift sides are going to be the mutable signs, the Geminis, the Pisces, the Virgos, and Sagittarius, just because the eclipses are going to happen in, especially Pisces and Virgos, because the eclipses are going to happen near the sun, when the sun and the moon is in Pisces or Virgo. So eclipses are always major beginnings and endings and major things happening in our lives as well. So those people are going to be most affected. Also, people who have their nodal returns every 18 years, the nodes are going to be in the signs that you were born with, right? So people who were born with the North Node in Pisces are going to be, and South Node in Virgo, they're going to be the most affected. Also, vice versa, people who were born with South Node in Pisces and North Node in Virgo, it's like a reversal. So I had like my reversal just a couple of weeks ago. So that kind of happens every 8-9 years. It's kind of like a checking point in between to see where you're going. Are you in line with your life path, and what the purpose of everything is? And so those people are going to be most affected. So I was going to mention the last two generations. So all things that happen just for everybody in those times, the topics and themes can come up again. Okay, so everybody who was born between June 23rd, 2026 and December 18th, 2020, not 2026, 2006 and December 18, 2007. So they're going to have their first nodal return. Those are the 18, 90-year-olds. But you think, what happened in your life between June 2006 and December 18, 2007. And generation before that was they're going to have their second nodal return. The people born between December 3rd, 1987 and May 22nd, 1989. Okay, so let me see. I want to say hi to DK. Hi. Oh, you have the reverse return. Excellent. See, I had mine just a couple of weeks ago. It's very interesting. It really, some things that were also happening for me is just it's kind of a checking point. Where am I going? Making like a like a cleanup and starting like an over. And some things that people who come in your lives and things that are happening at that time can be very significant. So make a note of that as well, right? What's misbehaving? I think I have felt this last cycle a lot due to, but yes, of course. So if you are exactly, because I said, whoever has had Libra, Aries in the last 18 months, all the personal planets, sun, moon, or rising, they were most affected. Now it's time for Pisces and Virgos. They're going to be, of course, most affected. Yeah. So think about what happened in those times. Before I tune in for you guys to see the chart, I highly recommend, if you are interested in learning about the nodes in general, there's this great book by Jen Spiller, The Astrology of the Soul, Astrology for the Soul. And it's highly recommended book because it's very good. She talks about the nodes only in this book, and what do we need to let go of and what do we need to implement. So I'm just gonna oh, hi Denise, it's you. Oh, hi. Yes, we were just talking on Instagram. I didn't recognize you. Okay. Thanks you for joining. I love when you guys see you here. Thank you so much for joining. And if you have anything, I know you're also an astrologer, so if you have anything you want to add, please let me know. So before I tune into the chart of the Ingress, I'm just going to read what Jen said about North Node in Pisces. There's the overview. What are the attributes we need to develop? So we work in these areas. So when we work in these areas, it can help us uncover hidden gifts and talents. So being non-judgmental, compassion, surrendering anxiety to higher power, because anxiety is Virgo, freeing the mind through meditation and self-reflection, focusing on the spiritual pathway, trusting in positive outcome, acknowledging connections with the universe, and welcoming change. And as you probably know, this year and last year and this year and next year, those 2-3 years, we are on the bridge of huge changes. All the other planets are changing signs. Huge shifts are happening. And I think this North Node in Pisces is inviting us to embrace those changes, don't fight them, there's no control. So the only thing we can kind of tune in is ourselves. And as long as we work on ourselves and become better, the world is going to be a better place for us as well. So, and having the trust and faith is hard because it's not tangible, because it's not, you have to let go of control or pretend control. That's why I feel the Piscean energy is the hardest to concept, the hardest to understand, because it by its nature, it's not tangible. By its nature, it's not reachable in a sense that you can, it's not a table or a cup or something. What does fate mean to you? That's going to be number one question. What do you feel is the higher power out there? Do you trust there is something? How do you see your connections with the divinity? Because we're all connected. I think just humans through evolution and with all this other technology evolution, we kind of lost that touch, how we were connected, because with the nature and with the universe as well, right? So think about, what is your connection? What do you feel? I think we need to practice it more, practicing listening to our intuition, use it more often, listen to it. So, and we need to kind of be in peace by ourselves to do it. Pisces loves being by itself. It also rules the 12th house of lonelitude, of being not lonely, but being alone to get in tune with your inner voice. I think that's number one task. And then what are the tendencies to leave behind? Those lower frequencies of Virgo, kind of, okay? Hyper anxiety reactions, over analyzing, obsessive worry, exaggerating the importance of details, critical first reactions, fault finding, making others wrong, excessive anxiety over making mistakes, being Mr. and Mrs. Perfect, staying in unpleasant situations, and inflexibility. So those are the things we kind of have to work to leave behind. Take the best of Virgo with your on your path to exploring the Pisces world. The best of Virgo is discernment, is being of service, is having because Virgo is in tune with the details, and you kind of need to be in tune very in detail to listen to your intuition and to feel it. So think about, what are we letting go, and what do we want to implement and go towards to be better people, better humans, better world in general, right? Okay, let me now share the screen, and I'm gonna yes, okay. So this is the chart of the ingress. This is the node. So the node looks like this. Don't look at the houses or anything at this chart. I just put it for 0 degrees Aries because it's like a world point. It's a world chart. But let's focus on what actually is happening at the moment. So the moment when we have a change of signs, or anything that we look for, like it's like a birth chart, right? It's like it's a birth chart of this mission that we are on for the next 18 months. So just like as our birth charts have something to say, every chart of something like this also has something to say. Okay, so what is this telling us? The first thing, when the node goes to Pisces, they will square this Gemini moon, because we have a Gemini moon today. So this is the first thing that's going to happen. And then I feel it's a very interesting entrance. I'm not an evolutionary astrologer, but I have spoke to some, and in evolutionary astrology, the planet that is squaring the nodes, it's very important. They call it a skipped step, something that we missed in a previous cycle or life, and we need to kind of work on it now. And it's also calling that the planet is on the bendings. Let's see what Dennis, what is Denise saying? Being of service without controlling is particularly challenging for me. I like what you said, leaving behind the Virgo tendencies of lower vibrations. Yes, I know it's very hard. I'm Virgo rising, so I have also this tendency to, to control especially my environment. So I'm really trying to talk slowly, which is it's my way of slowing down, and hearing my inner voice, and just slowing my actions, and everything. So that's my kind of a thing. Oh, hi, Steve. Okay, so Steve, my teacher says, what do you make of the Mercury, Venus, Node, Neptune conjunctions in very late March? And very early April, with Saturn in close attendance and eclipse the sun at the same time. Yes, thank you, Steve, for that question. That's going to be very interesting. I took a brief look at those. What does Steve say? Very late March. Yes. So we have a lunar eclipse. The solar eclipse of March 29th. That's what Steve is talking about. And I think it's going to be a huge, I think that is the first big shift that we are before Neptune goes to Pisces, to Aries, before Saturn goes to Aries, before Uranus goes to Gemini, because before everything happens, we have this partial solar eclipse on March 29th, with all the planets in Pisces. So imagine a shift of consciousness, like a start of a shift of consciousness at that point. So that's what I feel this in March and April, especially Neptune is so close. Like Neptune is also going to be exact with the node on February, I think 7th. What is the invitation? What is the invitation here? To tune in with it's a major shift from what we are, where are we now, and what do we find, how the world functions, and what does the world look like now, and what's going to look like in the future. I think I think we all should kind of prepare ourselves for the time what Steve is talking about. It's huge. A lot of planets in Pisces, and also I think he's also talking about the new moon on the 27th of April, when we have the final Mars-Pluto opposition. I think we are all kind of tune in with our, instinct, intuition. I know Steve knows, he always tells there's a difference between instinct and intuition, and there is. But tune into both and listen, because I think we're all going to be asked to do the leap of faith. And this year and all these changes, and to understand what Pisces is all about, what is higher consciousness, what is higher power, what is our connection with the universe. So as above, so below, as above, so below. but there's so many different there's so many things to learn about ourselves and our connections with the divinity or the universe. So that's I think that's the invitation. I think that's the number one invitation. And today in 3 hours it's the start, but definitely March, April are going to be a huge change. Anyway, going back on where I was. So with the Ingress chart, we have squaring, the moon is squaring the nodes. Again, but it's in Gemini, so it's very interesting that this is we are shifting now to a mutable nodal axis when we need to learn how to go with the flow or flow with the go. I think I think Rick Levine said it, or Steve, one of you guys. And I always think about it. It's not to go with the flow, but flow with the go. So you have to still do something, not just wait for something else to happen, because the Pisces energy can be very passive, and it can be very like, oh, I want to wait for something to happen. But I don't think that's the thing here. I think we need to actively be involved in finding the ways to learn how to listen to ourselves and not be so stimulated by other information, because all this technology, all this news, all this thing that is happening, it really can mess up with our minds and the way we listen to ourselves. So with squaring, the first thing that the nodes are going to do, squaring the moon, I think it's inviting us to look into ourselves and our, how are we emotionally dealing with, what do we need to listen to ourselves better, right? Neptune is so close. I'm thinking, and they're going to be exact in 3 weeks time, and Neptune is still in Pisces. It's kind of also letting us ability to kind of dissolve all these attachments that we have with the material world that are not helping us. Think about what is Virgo in the lower vibrations doing here. Worry, anxiety, all this over analyzing everything. Our minds are working so hard that we don't even have to. We need to kind of find a way to rest them, to find time to be by ourselves without any stimulus from the outside world. Take a deep breath. I also like what Steve always says: if you have opportunity to actually really go outside and look at the skies, connect with the stars, with planets. There was a beautiful Jupiter moon conjunction yesterday. So many lovely photos of my astrology friends. We had a cloud this year. I couldn't see it, but things like that, to feel it. Like Pisces is all about feeling it. It's not about thinking it. So it's hard. I feel it's going to be very hard. Also, what is happening? Venus is in Pisces. So, and Venus in Pisces is very good. She likes being in Pisces. So what is the beauty of Venus is about beauty. What is the beauty of Pisces? Is it just art or music or dance or I'm thinking how before people, there's rituals that they had honoring the moon and the sun and the seasons. They used to get in tune with their body and thought and just, so think about that. Tomorrow, for example, we have Mars trining Neptune. I encourage you all to just dance. Put some music on at your home and just take a couple of dances, use a couple of minutes and just move your body to their favorite song. I think it's going to be, very inviting for this nodal shift as well. We need to kind of get more in tune with with the nature and ourselves, and not this world that we made that, what is really important. Do we really need to work 16 hours a day? Do we really need to do all these things? I don't think so, right? So this is the invitation for it. And I think this chart is also telling us Mars is retrograde, trining the node, right? Trining Neptune, as I mentioned, and tomorrow is going to be exact. So Mars retrograde also tells us to slow down, not to go so fast, right? It's it can be frustrating because we can't go fast as we want, but that's the whole point. Pisces is also slow. Some of my family members have Mars in Pisces, and I know how it goes, right? So it's like one of us, not having the that rush of an understanding of time. Like, what is it? There's no limitation, like how much time you need to do something. So maybe we need to tune out of time, tune out of calendars and timings, and just be in a moment and just dance, as I say. I think that's number one. Misbehaving says something. I think it will be a very clear night here in the UK, so I shall go observe the skies and the nodes shift tonight. Yes, it's cold. Yes. It's very nice. Mars, I think Mars is the closest now to the Earth, so we should be, whoever can, I think it's visible, so you should be able to see Mars as well. Yeah, that's what it is. Okay, what was I going to say about this chart? I don't know. Oh yes, I was going to say something. So last nodes were in Aries and Libra, and they were ruled by Mars and Venus, and we had this relationship, Mars and Venus kind of flavor. Now we have Neptune, Jupiter. Jupiter is a traditional ruler, and Neptune is a modern ruler of Pisces, and Mercury ruling the Virgo, the South Node. So it is definitely inviting us. Mercury and Jupiter and Neptune are both about. It's about also learning and understanding things and finding the meaning, of it all. So this is an invitation to find the meaning of it all as well. And your spirituality. What is spirit? What is this? What is the connection? Major things. This spring, it's going to be major. I think we all are invited to kind of connect with the higher consciousness thing and understand what it is. Interesting, very interesting. Okay, I'm going to stop sharing and let me now go back to what was I going to do? Oh yeah, I was going to. So why is this not working? Anyway, if you have any questions, let me know. I am trying to. Okay. I hope you guys see me. I'm trying to do something else. I wanna do. Oh yeah. The wheel. I want to do a little. For each 12 signs. What we can expect for each rising sign and this nodal shift. In a few words, I won't take much of your. Oh, Steve has said, dance is a great therapy for everything. And yes, I've been out tonight freezing, watching the approaching Venus-Saturn conjunction, Mars underneath Pollux and Castor, and the moon with Jupiter. Beautiful. Yeah, and Venus-Saturn are conjuncting soon. Yes, a couple of days exact. I hope you stay warm. Get some tea, Steve. Get some tea. Yeah, I hope that if the skies are clear, then it's very nice. Then you can really, look at everything. Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. So I'm going to use this wheel. And these are the nodes. So then the North Node is going to be Pisces, and I'm just going to focus on the nodes, not the other stuff. So for Aries risings, this will be in your 12th and 6th house. It's in the natural sense, right? What I love about, because Jupiter is ruling this North Node, while Jupiter is still in Gemini until, I think, June 9th, when Jupiter goes to Cancer. It's going to be a lot of hectic, because I don't think we're going to be able to kind of calm our minds. And this spring will be a lot of things happening, and we are going to be more hectic. And for Aries rising, because this is also a health axis, this is also happening in their 12th house. I think Aries rising, especially because the North Node was in their first house, and they had this very intense year and a half figuring out who they are, what are they doing. It's time to kind of really take it slowly now, find peace and time to for themselves to figure out how to connect with themselves. It's going to be, Aries is very fast. They want to do things quickly, and they're very impatient, and they can be really, all over the place. It's time for them to really to slow down, to rest and to look at their mental health, right? So, that's going to be number one. Letting go of everyday struggle, everyday pickiness, everyday things that are, letting go of bad habits. If it's going to be a perfect opportunity for Aries risings to kind of get rid of bad habits, especially if they have a smoking or drinking or anything that it's like a diet change, letting go of too much sugar intake, whatever it is for them, and tuning into a more holistic approach, or finding the way, or learning about it, and taking a lot of time to be alone and to figure out things. It can be lonely for them, but I think it's going to be good, especially when Jupiter goes into Cancer from June onwards, until the rest. I think it's going to be there. So it's going to be good, because it's going to trine the node. Jupiter in Cancer is a very good position. Jupiter loves being in Cancer. So I think that until June, it's going to be maybe harder, but then onwards, it's going to be much better. And the shifts are, and Saturn and Neptune are still going to go back to Pisces at the end of the year. And there's going to be a lot of movement between Aries and Pisces this year, and understanding beginnings and endings, and understanding, I also feel that, because Aries is beginning of astrology year, it's beginning of spring, it's kind of birthing new things, but there's this time when things are still in the womb, right? When when the baby's still in the womb. So that's also the 12th house, the Piscean house, like what is happening kind of behind the scenes before the birth, right? So introspection, retrospection, going, and just using, like, Pisces is, in my opinion, sometimes I feel that maybe the wisest of the all, like bringing all the knowledge from the beginning to the end. So for Aries risings, it's going to be trying to find more patience with themselves, and trying to figure it out on their own. Misbehaving is saying, good, I'll be sky bathing later. Oh, you also gotta go. Excellent. You guys from UK, if you have a clear skies, go watch the sky. That's amazing. So yes, so I feel that this will be very interesting for Aries. Aries rising now is also going through a tough time with Mars, ruler of their chart, like ruling them. It's retrograde, so they are already kind of invited to slow down. So I think this will help maybe to tune in more into the dreams, the visions, what you guys are dreaming of, how to, what is your vision for the future. But I feel number one, I feel that's just my opinion, that the connection with ourselves first, to be more compassionate and kind towards ourselves. We forgot that. We always talk about others, but what are we? Are we kind to ourselves? Are we compassionate? Are we, because Virgo is very critical. There's not allowing any mistakes. We are now here to let that go, and accepting the imperfections, accepting that the only way to learn is by making mistakes. So I don't think this is particularly easy for Aries risings, but they can do it. It's going to be easier from June onwards for sure. Okay, so Taurus risings. What is this for you? So this is this North Node is now moving from the solitude house that you had last year and a half, time to kind of spend thinking who are you relating to, what kind of relationships you're having. You had time to contemplate about that. Now let's see, what did you think about? What is your intuition tell you? Who are your friends? Who is your tribe? Who are your people? Who do you want to connect with on a larger scale, not just one-on-one? Like, what is your tribe? It's interesting because Pisces is also a very humanitarian sign, right? So helping those that are in need, helping those that are that just can't, they're suffering or they're hurting, or it's also about charity work, or being being a humanitarian. So I think Taurus risings, you are invited to kind of I know it's hard because you love your material things, you love to have everything that you feel that you need, but it's also time to share with others now. Share your resources with others, share your abundance with others, even sometimes sacrificing and not having for yourselves to give to somebody who is more in need. It's maybe a lesson for you as well here. Yeah, it's interesting. Virgo in your fifth house is you could be if you have kids, or if just for any creative projects that you're doing, stop. I think you need to stop over analyzing, and just start doing it. Maybe you procrastinate. My English, procrastination, whatever. So maybe you're doing that, and you're just not doing things as you would like with your kids, or with some of your creative projects as well. So maybe it's time to kind of stop being so critical, and try to, sometimes even if we don't understand logically, we need to kind of feel it. So this is, and that's for Taurus risings, it's okay. You guys can feel it. So it is invitation to feel. Look around, take a deep breath, and feel who is in need. Who are those people you want to be with? So that's invitation for next year and a half for you guys, and to help others, right? So because the helping others, you're going to help yourself. That's also one of the things. Just letting go. Don't think. Trust. Have trust and faith in your friends as well. That's very important. Sometimes we can have all those friendships, I'll do this for you, and then you'll do this for me, and blah blah blah. So maybe this is an invitation not to have those kind of friendships. It doesn't matter. Just give it from your heart. Receive and give from your heart. Maybe that's a good thing to do. Okay, let's go. Gemini. it's so for all mutable signs, as I mentioned, it is going to be more important because all these the changes are happening in, as we call it, these angular houses. Those are more important houses. Those are kind of those are the doors to the world. Those are usually areas of life when things are actually manifesting and happening in a real life. So for Gemini's rising, if you have any control issues at work, or you're feeling that you have to control your work environment, your career, maybe you were obsessed to have everything in order, everything needs to be perfect. Maybe you just need to kind of let go and trust and have faith that you are doing the best that you can. And yeah, Steve always says, if you this is the invitation to do the best as you can. If you, that's 99.9%. If you did 100%, you would have wings on your back. So that's also letting go of that perfection, especially since your home and work axis. Letting go of controlling your home environment as well. Are you anxious about something? Letting go of anxiety, of excess worry, and trying to make everything look perfect. This is not easy because your career and how we present ourselves in the world is very important to us, right? This is part of kind of who we are, and what do we want to achieve. It's about achievement in life. So having faith and having trust in something and not tangible, that things are going to go well, that that you are, as long as you're doing the best you can. When you look at yourself in the mirror, and that you're doing the best that you can, I think that's all you can ask. Listen to also, when you make important decisions in the next year and a half regarding your job changes or anything, just tune in with yourself. Because you're also all over the place as a Gemini rising. You can do multiple things at the same time. This is maybe an invitation for you to get in tune and see what is that one spark, one dream that you want to work on, one vision. Are you trusting yourself enough, right? Are you also kind enough to yourself that you can do it? So you are, Gemini risings, you are adaptable. You guys can make necessary changes if you need to. You can adapt to the new situations. It's just, you need to put your mind to rest, and just you're not alone. You're not probably working alone or living alone, I hope. And then you can have faith and trust in other people to help you on your way. It's a very interesting we're all so driven. Like, we are living in a society that working hard, and you have to work all the time. It's kind of expected of us, and success is measured by the amount of time we put into work, and results. Everything needs to have results. I think we need to connect with the other part of ourselves, the invisible part, the intangible part, and find that balance. Yeah. Okay. Cancers. Before I go, just want to mention something. Jupiter is going to be in Cancer, trying the nodes, and from June 9th, 2025, for a year. So going through your second house of money and income. So this might be connected for you to kind of think what do you need to let go, and who do you need to trust to actually make money as well. So just take a note of that, especially from June onwards. Mercury is ruling your chart and this south node. So all these Mercury retrogrades that are going to happen next year and a half should help you revise things and let go of things that are not longer of service to you. Okay. Pisces and Virgo is a service axis as well. So think about things that are, if things that are not helping you grow, let them go. That's it. That's basically what it is. Okay. For Cancer risings, it's happening in the ninth house. That house is that's the house of God. Some people would say, right? It's the house of divinity. It's the of our belief system. This is what we believe in. So having Pisces there is kind of a natural, one of the natural things is connections with our spiritual beliefs. For Cancer's rising, this is definitely an invitation to connect with their spiritual beliefs. Are you still believing in something just because you were conditioned by some belief systems, be the way society operates, or are you ready to get in tune with yourself and what do you believe in? What do you want to fight for? What do you find important? Where do you find the meaning in life? Not what others say or the society, right? Because it's also in the third and the ninth axis. It's a mental houses, so it's about learning, finding, discerning the information you have. Eclipses are going to be especially important for you because moon is ruling your chart. So when we have eclipses, and we're going to have eclipses, let me tell you, I think they're going to be more important for you. I think I mentioned first eclipse is going to be partial solar eclipse of March 29th, the total lunar eclipse March 14th, partial a solar eclipse September 21st, and total lunar eclipse on September 7th. Those are going to be maybe more significant regarding this. The ninth house is also about connecting with people with different cultures and that are different, like they have a different culture, different belief system than you, and you can probably learn from them. If you have opportunity to travel and explore the world in the next year and a half, I would highly suggest it, for especially if you can go for a spiritual retreats or somewhere that you can connect with divinity, whatever it is for you. That's going to be very important. Jupiter, when Jupiter comes into your first house from June 9th onwards, you're going to feel much better, more optimistic and hopeful. And I would suggest that things will go for better from June onwards for you, Cancer risings, for sure. Letting go, because the South Node is in the third house. It's about letting go of overthinking, of overanalyzing. It's not going to serve you for sure. Okay, Leo risings. This can be kind of hard. The eighth house is the house. It can be very intense. A lot of things happening there that taboo things that we don't want to talk about. So for Leo risings, it could be very interesting to find a way actually to connect to those things that you usually are avoiding. I find the eighth house, it's a Scorpio house. So what is Scorpio about? Intimacy and digging deep, finding things that are underneath, deep down, digging deep. It's very good actually for Leo risings to go and get some therapy. It doesn't have to be just traditional psychological therapy. Maybe it is, but trying to deepen your psychology, understand yourself better in a deeper way, facing your shadows, and by using your intuition. So having this spirituality and connection with the universe, helping you get psychologically stronger. I think that's the invitation here. Definitely facing things that you maybe don't want to face, something maybe from your family or background as well. You kind of are also on a spiritual quest here on a spiritual quest, finding who you are. And when you find who you are, then you're going to know what you need to do. That's what I feel. this is not the easiest. And also, the South Node is in your second house of income and money and what you value. So all the value systems, maybe you need to revise your values and change some things. And I think this is going to be this is a money axis as well. So there might be some huge changes in your money situation in the next year and a half. It's very interesting. It's not an easy one, I have to tell you. It's not an easy one, but I think this is very platonic as well at the same time. It can be very satisfying at the end. It can give you, it can bring you some psychological strength, and you're going to be like very strong. Some traumas and crises might occur in the next year and a half, but you can come up much stronger from them. That's what I feel. Yeah, so Jupiter is now in your 11th house. That's many things are happening with your friends and networks and online and social media. When Jupiter goes into your 12th house, you are going to, I think that is the time you're going to feel that you really want to explore in more depth what you believe in. What is spirit for you? What does that mean? And I think there's going to be a connection between the 8th and the 12th houses, which are the two mysterious houses, to dive into the mysterious, to find a way beyond tangible world to explore the mysteries of life. That's invitations for you, Leo risings. That's my feeling on it. Okay, so for Virgo, just like for Pisces, this is going to be huge. Virgo risings, the South Node is in your first house, so this is definitely of letting go of. Many of you are going to probably do some physical appearance changes, or letting go of, it's time to let go of the perfect picture you want to present yourself. Like, I need to have a perfect nose. I need to look perfectly. I need to dress neatly. Maybe, it's an invitation to let loose. But this is also, in your first and the 7th house. So everything that was happening to Libra risings last year and a half, this is now going to you, Virgo risings, because it's about you and your partnerships, one-on-one connections, business, romantic, just every one-on-one relationship that you have. It's time, to let go of relationships that don't serve you anymore, and maybe some of the relationships you are idolizing, because you have this Pisces in the 7th house. Many of your relationships, you might be feeling that you have this, you put some people on the pedestal, or you over romanticize them. So maybe just use your intuition as discernment. Misbehaving is saying something. Let me see. What is she saying? Question. Will this also be big for those with Virgo North Node? A friend of mine has that. Yes, it's going to be a reverse. It's going to be a reversal for them. So it's like, as I mentioned at the beginning, when you have a reversal, it's like a checking point between between two returns, right? So it's like a checking point. It's like, what did you learn so far? Where are you going from here? So significant things might happen for them as well. Absolutely. Yeah. So also note, Jupiter is now here in your career house. So things before June might affect your work situation, or what is happening here in your career. When Jupiter goes into Cancer, there's going to be a lovely connection with the node from the house of friendships. And 11th house is also about dreams and wishes for the future. So there's a connection, like if you're in partnerships, or even if you're single, what is your wish for the future? How do you see who is your ideal partner? Do you have, there's going to be lots of thinking about what your partnerships should be. How, what do you want from your partners, business or romantic, and how that aligns to your belief system as well. So that's going to be a topic for sure for Virgo risings. Okay. Libra risings. There you go. So Libra risings, they're finally done with the relationship and finding themselves. this is interesting. This is because Pisces in the sixth house, it can actually help you. It can definitely help you change your everyday life, your routines and habits. Um, all a holistic approach. You find the alternatives to the practical. So some spiritual practices on daily basis, like yoga, breathing techniques, meditations. That's highly suggested for Libra risings. It will definitely help you ease your mind. This is also a mental access to help you calm your mind and just to so you can stop with the maybe obsessive worries and anxiety. This will definitely help you. Um, um, and just like, as I said, for Aries, it's an excellent time for letting go. For you, it's the best time to let go of things that like what are you, for example, what are you take a dream journal. That's what I find it's very interesting, because South Node is in the 12th house. So take notes of your dreams. What are the messages coming, or from meditation, or from just, if you're just spend some time alone by the in nature or somewhere, what are the thoughts that are coming? Make a note of that. That might help you ease your mind a little bit, because it's time to let go of those things that are subconscious, unconscious. So it's maybe a little bit hard, but you can get in tune with them by changing daily practices, right? Misbehaving, or is this say? Well, interesting. I'll keep an open mind. Yes. So I would suggest find a holistic doctor, use of aromatherapy, essential oils. Just changing your diet, maybe of course the best way to do it, just drink more water in general. That's very important, especially for you guys. So think about that. It's about keeping your mental and physical health in check. And when Jupiter goes into your 10th house from the 9th, it's going to be very interesting from June onwards to see the connection between, I think, the luck. You might have some more fortune in your career and in your work environment, just because there's going to be a lovely connection between the 6th and the 9th, 10th house. So there might be some positive changes in your work environment as well. But, you need to kind of do your thing. Interesting for sure. Okay. Scorpios. It's definitely time to tune in with your creativity, to use your intuition to see how you want to creatively express yourself. Some of you, if you plan a family, this might happen in the next year and a half, just because the North Node is something it's destined, or we're going towards, but it's in your house of kids as well. Or you might meet significant person. It's about romance as well. So it's a lovely thing. What is misbehaving saying? Oh, that's good. I'm investing some new work. Oh, investigating. Oh, cool. Yeah. It's gonna be. I think it's gonna be much better for you from June onwards, when Jupiter goes into Cancer. So for Scorpio risings, it's maybe time to clean your friendship list, to unfriend some people from social media, or just go through and see why are you even connecting with some people. Why do you have these people in your life? So I think also the invitation is here is to get in tuned and use your intuition to feel people, to understand people, to use this for really your creative projects. What is your gut telling you? What do you need to do, or who you should go on a date on with, or something like that. So that's where you should really. I know you have strong intuition anyway. You're Scorpio rising. I know you guys are practicing that. You're kind of bored with it anyway, but the 5th house is also a house of self-employment. So if you're thinking of opening your own business or something, that's a thing to think about. And how is that? How is it connected with what you believe in? What is the meaning of this? What is you are the best people who know to find a deeper meaning of something, right? So it's not you're everything but not superficial, right? So finding the deeper meaning of raising a family, having children, or having this creative project, or going on a date, or having your business. So this is something that you can get in tune with, maybe get started in the next year and a half. Okay, but definitely all of us are going to be invited to get in tune with our spirit sides, and just listening to ourselves, listening what is our body telling us. Pisces-Virgo is also about our bodies, right? Our mental health, our physical health. It's how are we listening to our bodies? When you get sick, it's already too late. You didn't listen to the signs before, right? So think about that. How can you it's about prevention. Using your intuition to prevent things. I think you're going to have a friendship cleanup, but overall it's going to be this is good for you. Sag risings. Yes, as I said, mutables are hit the hardest. So this is definitely going to impact your home and career. Some of you might have a career change just because South Node is in the 10th house. So there's going to be maybe letting go, or just maybe an opportunity to change job for better. Maybe focus on your family. With the North Node in the 4th house, it's about going forward, but knowing at the same time where you're coming from, what your roots are, your family. What is your roots family? How can you kind of move forward without knowing who you are and where you're coming from? That's kind of a questions that are going to come up with you. Jupiter is your ruler as well as core ruler of this node. So there will be a lot of questioning, investigating about your past, and thinking what is important. Is family more important than career? Like, all this is gonna really, really hit you hard. Oh, Maria, I say something. It is the hardest to figure out this deeper meaning of everything. Also missing a motivation a lot. Hope it will change soon. Yes, that is the problem. That's how I started this talk. It's very hard to find the deeper meaning. To understand Piscean energy, I think it's the hardest. Maybe just because I'm a Gemini, I'm all in my mind. But first question I would ask myself, what is the meaning of all of this? Why are we here on Earth? Like, I know it's very philosophical, I know it's very out there, but this is like a first question I would ask myself. There must be something, there must be a reason why we're all here. There must be some kind of higher things, right? Because there's so many connections that we feel. We definitely know that we cannot be by ourselves, that we need to have people around ourselves. We're social beings. So there's some kind of deeper understanding there. We know that we came from somewhere. There's a connection with us, and God, divinity, whatever it is. So there is connection with us in nature and universe. They've explored that option. We all know that we need to have food, to have energy to do things. We all need sleep. You also need time alone to process everything that's happening in everyday life. So this is definitely the invitation, because how can you Virgo is always about it's always in the mind working. We need to stop and process. That's what Pisces is also inviting us to kind of process everything. Oh, Katrina's here. Hi, Katrina. Nice to see you. She just logged from Sag rising. You're very lucky Jupiterian. Of course you are. That is so cute. I love it. So as I was saying, for Sag risings, lots of career, home changes. Many of you will think about maybe starting a new family, changing the home. It might happen just during the eclipse season, especially. There might be home change, or this is something that is going to be visible for outside. All the mutables are going to have changes that are going to be visible to other people, right? It's about, 7th, 10th, 4th house, first house. Everybody's going to see it. Uh, Excessive worry and about career and, are you, because, having Virgo in the 10th house can be very stressful, because you want to be reliable, you want to be of service, you want to be there for everybody at workplace all the time, and perfect, and it's just hard, right? So kind of letting go, delegating, just this is my maximum, and my maximum is still good enough. That's the whole point. It's not, there's no point of worrying ourselves or working ourselves until we get sick. So finding the work and home balance is going to be important. It's going to be, it's going to happen. It's interesting because Jupiter is still in the 7th house. So until June, because Jupiter is going to also square the nodes and everything, there might be some situation of maybe meeting a new person, or changing a partner, or something with your partners. It can be your clients as well. As I mentioned, this is one-on-ones. It can be major things happening. And then after June, when Jupiter goes into 8th house, it's going to be different. You're going to go into some deeper meanings and trying to find deeper meaning. But until June, there might be some situation that you feel that you're not, you can't kind of tune in with yourself without thinking about others, or without somebody else being part of your life and influencing your decisions. So have that in mind. I think this is an invitation for you, Sagittarius, to look into your ancestry, where you're coming from, what was the belief systems you were raised in. Do you really want to go do you really want to follow that path, or do you have another path? And just reconciling, being with peace with the fact that even if you don't want to go the same path, you are okay with it, right? Oh, what is Katrina saying? Let's see what she says. She's a Sag rising. Okay. Work-life balance needs to be looked at. I work way too much, and I'm sure the notes will help. Absolutely. That's exactly because you will need to let go of some of the work with the South Node in Virgo there in the 10th house. It's just inevitable. We need, like, all this Piscean energy. It's inviting us to accept or to change. Maybe, all of us, if we collectively start making shifts in our head, that the world that is run as it is now, the values and the beliefs that are now in place maybe are not good enough. If we change collectively, if we start more in tuning with ourselves, we can change it. I think we can change it collectively. So this is the whole point of this, is the collective change of getting in tune and listening to your gut, yourself, more than outside situations. Okay, let's move on. Capricorns. Oh, my little Capricorns, you are the workaholics. Okay, this is definitely some of you will be impacted with your local environment the most. Where do you live? Your neighborhoods, what is happening around you? It's the change, because you're so very practical, very structured, very organized people. I think under Piscean energy for you is really something out there, something that you need to really. It's hard for you to kind of not having control of and structure, and not having boundaries. So having faith, understanding what is faith, and you can learn about it, because the North Node is in the 3rd house. You can actually research and learn, and what exactly is this? What is faith? What is having trust into the unknown for you? What is your connection with spirituality? Do you want to, you can learn about it. This can bring up some also some fated situations with your siblings, if you have siblings, or with your cousins or your extended family. And South Node is kind of, this is opportunity to let go of the old belief system, or something that, because you can be very hard on yourself. You can be very depressed because if things are not, the way they're supposed to be. So letting go of some of those principles and just tuning in with yourselves, and maybe some of your siblings or cousins can really help you on that path. I'm 100% sure. Yeah, that would be very interesting. With Jupiter as really this North Node is currently in the 6th house, so there might be some health issues or some health changes that you're going to experience until June. From June onwards, when Jupiter goes into the 7th house and trines the node, I feel that you're going to have some support from your partnerships, even business or personal. There's going to be some support coming in, and you might going to feel much better. Also, Saturn is your ruler. Saturn is going to go from Pisces to Aries in end of May. So this is going to be just at the same time as Jupiter goes into Cancer. So it's going to be a huge change for you. But I think until then, we have a lot to go through with May and April. And as I said, those eclipses and that new moon happening on the 27th of April, it's going to be huge leap of faith kind of a situation. So you need to be prepared, and you need to kind of tune in with your spiritual side, one way or the other. The best way maybe is just to learn, read, communicate, try to find, through Gemini way, connect with somebody who can tell you something about it if you don't know, or something that if you're confused, or just learn about it. Learn how to meditate, or learn how to take a breath, or do some spiritual work, right? And I think local community can help you, just your neighborhood, and maybe find a way. Maybe you could just get lost in the nature around you, right? Find the stream or a creek, and just being by the water is very Piscean. If you can't do anything else, just sitting by the water and not doing anything every day for 5 minutes can help you. That would be just my ultimate advice for everybody if they have hard time meditating, or whatever other spiritual practices. I started yoga just a couple of months ago, just restorative yoga, when we just breathe and stretch, don't do much, and I find it so soothing for me and my brain. So just that, or whatever it feels for you. Okay, Capricorns. Yeah, it's an opportunity to really to let go of the things, of the beliefs and philosophies that you don't align with anymore. Aquarius with Pluto in the 1st house. Let's see what's happening here. Okay, guys. I know it's a money axis. It's about 2nd house, about money and income, but also 2nd house is about your skills and talents, and how you can make money from your skills and talents. So using Piscean energy is don't restrict yourself. So Pisces has no boundaries. Don't restrict yourself in the way you want to make money. Maybe you think, oh, this is the only way I can do it. Maybe it's not. Maybe there's other ways. Maybe you have multiple sources of income. Of course, during eclipse seasons, there might be some changes. Maybe you're going to lose or gain money. It depends on your situation. So there's major things that might be happening. A lot of things is going to also be about what you value in life. And this is also an invitation to implement some spiritual values. Although it's in the 2nd house, I do feel that, if you do things for the wrong reasons, it can backfire. So I think this is also an invitation for you to do the things for the right reason. Yes, we all need money to live in this material world. I understand, but the deeper meaning, because this is a service axis, right? Being of service. So, what is the ultimate goal? You want to help people. So you want to help people. That's how that's your ultimate goal. So think about that, in tune with that. What is, who are you serving and why? And is that aligned with your beliefs and your thoughts? 8th house Virgo, this is really going to be letting go of maybe working on and not being obsessed with the past. The eighth house is also about past and traumas and crises that we had in our, and things that we don't want to usually face. We might be forced to face them now, right? Um, I'm not saying the same thing I said for Leo rising. This is not easy because when the eighth house is activated, it's really facing you. It's inviting you. It's inviting you to face your shadows and your demons. And there are some things that you just don't want to talk about, or you feel it's not necessary. But sometimes we just cannot move forward without dealing with the past. And this eighth house is definitely gonna tell you what is coming that is traumatic, maybe from your past, or something that you don't want to deal with. So these things might come up, and I would also suggest, just like for Leo risings, if you any type of therapy or connected with somebody who can guide you and help you. It can be astrologer, it can be Reiki practitioner, it can be a numerologist or human design, whatever that is for you. I would dive into esoteric to help you process and letting go of things that are stopping you to thrive and to use your skills, for a better life. That's what I feel. Because it's eighth and second house. Jupiter as a ruler is now in the fifth house, so still helping you with your creative projects, and it's more fun. So you still want to have more fun, not deal with harsh stuff until June. But when Jupiter goes into the sixth house, you're kind of going to be maybe going to feel better and more optimistic of dealing and facing them from June onwards. I think until June you still want to have more fun than deal with serious situations. But let's see how this spring and this eclipses and go. It's going to be very interesting to see that. Okay. And now, Pisces, this is your North Node. You are now impacted the most. Definitely for next 18 months, Pisces, it's time to transform. It's time for new you, for rebirth. First house is not just it's us. It's our physical body. Is how we present ourselves in the world. And because you have Saturn and Neptune there. For the most of the time of this 18 months, they're going to go in Aries, but they're back in Pisces. So you're going to still have that happening there. There can be confusion. There can be dissolving of some structures that you used to, but that's good. I think you really need to use this also Saturn, Neptune energy, the last degree of Pisces, to dissolve the structures, to dissolve things that are not good, even to dissolve, if you want to lose weight, to dissolve excess weight as well. This is also about partnerships, letting go of people who are of letting go of people is going to be hard probably for you, but maybe really, really necessary for you to move forward. So I mentioned the dates of eclipses. I'm going to mention them again because I think it's very important that you note those eclipses. March 14th, total lunar eclipse, 23 degrees Virgo. Partial solar eclipse on March 29th is going to be in Aries. That's going to be the last one, 9 degrees Aries. Total lunar eclipse, September 7th, 15 degrees of Pisces. And 21st of September, partial solar eclipse at 29 degrees of Virgo, which is my rising sign. Oh my God. Okay. Anyway, so those dates, remember, so March and September are going to be very important for you this year. I do look forward, Jupiter moving from your fourth house, and maybe, there's a lot of information, a lot of stuff, happening with Jupiter in Gemini. I can't wait actually for Jupiter to go to Cancer. It's going to slow down. It's going to smooth everything up. It's going to take more care. It's going to take more care of everyone. So it will help you making a lovely trine to the node and everything. from your creativity, artistic expression. This is going to be lovely from June onwards the last year to kind of express yourself in a way that you really want to. Just and definitely this is practice your intuition, practice your intuitive side. Instead of how usually the first house is connected with Aries and with physical activity and go. Think about using Star Wars. May the force be with you. That's what I feel with Pisces. This is for you. You are becoming a Jedi. That's your strength. This is your mission in the next 18 months to become a Jedi. No pressure. I'm just saying. I feel that that's really something that finding that strength within, and moving forward. And of course, every situations, every new birth, every new situation, always when you open a new doors, you have to close some others. So there's always this feeling of that you lost something when you gain something else. So Denise, what is she saying? The eclipse at 29 degrees Virgo sounds like it will be very powerful. Yes, I was looking at it. It's happening on my ascendant, and let me see, it's gonna be 21st of September. You're gonna have Mercury, Sun and Moon together, opposing, and they're gonna oppose Neptune and Saturn. It's gonna be heavy, Denise, heavy, but we'll survive. We'll see how it goes until September. Hi Kathy, nice to see you. Thank you for joining. Oh, lovely flowers. Thank you so much. Misbehaving says becoming a Jedi. Yeah, that's what I feel. I think we are all invited to become a Jedi. All of us, especially Pisces. I think we all this axis is inviting us to be a Jedi. A shift of consciousness. That's what it is. That's for me. That's what I feel that this is all about. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna stop sharing. Did I froze? I froze. Okay. I'm gonna finish anyway. Yes, to dancing. Yes, dancing. Why did I freeze at the end of the show? Oh boy. Let me maybe I can unfreeze. Just give me a second. Maybe I can, maybe I can't. Okay. Did I unfreeze? No. I did not unfreeze. Okay, never mind. Okay, guys, I think I finished everything. I hope you find this useful. If you have any questions, I'm always here, so please drop it in the comments. I reply to everything. Subscribe to my newsletter. Go to my website to get monthly forecasts, and I have always special offers for my subscribers. Follow me on Instagram. Subscribe, like. You can still hear me. That's good, but I can't unfreeze for now. Oh yeah, snowy. It's snowing here as well. Excellent. Happy nodal shift change. I think I will be back on Monday with the full moon. It's a nice frozen shot. Thank you. It's literally how cold it is outside. So this is my thing. I think I'm going to be back on Monday with the full moon in Cancer forecast. So tune in for that. Okay, what does Kathy says? You froze beautifully. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you all for joining, for coming. Hugs and kisses. And then see you on Monday if you can join me. I think I'm going to be around the same time on Monday as well.